Being in paradise here, I feel it fitting to do another video on prosperity and living your dream and how to get there, because a lot of people, they just spend their times whining in anger and jealousy and self-pity, and they hope they win the lottery and that's what's going to make them fine. Something that people need to understand is most people, this is a true fact, they found this out, over 70% of people who win the lottery or get a big windfall, in other words, a lot of money just out of the blue, 70% of the people end up broke again within a few years, according to the National Endowment for Financial Education. They've done studies and research on this. Well, that means 3/4 of the people that win the lottery, that get a lot of cash really fast, they end back up right where they started a few years later. So that says something. You are what you are, and it's really hard to change. What you need to do is change who you are to get to a different place. You know what they say, it's lunacy. What is the definition of insanity? It's continuing to do the same thing but expect different results. Most people continue to do the same thing and they expect or hope that there's going to be a different result, that they're going to end up in a better situation. You have to work your way out of the hole. The first thing is, and any rich person will tell you this, you can't wait for someone else to pull you out of the hole. You have to crawl your way out yourself. Find a way to do it on your own, and that's what I'm here to help you do. Living off of your mom or your sister or your brother or your relatives or your friends for handouts or for a place to live or for just a way to survive. I mean, come on. That is draining the people around you just so you're a parasite. That is not what life is about. You are not there to drain the resources and energy of other people. You are a human being. You're like supposed to be the most advanced life form on planet Earth. We send man to the moon. We're able to go to the lowest depths of the ocean, create atomic energy, but yet we can't figure out how to survive, how to eat. They say a roof over our head. There's no walls here. I'm paying a lot of money to be in this exclusive resort that has no walls. There's no air conditioning. I'm paying big bucks to be in a place that does not have what people say, the protection, the comfort and stuff. There's people who dream of living on the beach, of living on a tropical beach, just lying there, and there's no walls over there, there's no roof over their head, but it's paradise. It's all in the mind. What you think is hell or heaven is in your mind. And that's important to understand. It starts with your perspective of life. The situations that you're in are stepping stones to the better life. The little things that you think are bad, that are just annoying, you don't want to deal with them, those are your tools to get out of the situation you're in. You might not see them as that, but they are. The most millionaires ever created was during the Great Depression. What you need to do is you need to see opportunity. Stop seeing challenges and see opportunity. The things that you see as a bad thing, those are the tools you need to get out of the situation you're in. There's a famous story of somebody who was drowning at sea, drowning in the ocean, and this log comes by and he goes, ugh, and then a raft goes by, and anyway, he drowns. And then he goes to heaven and God says, what? Why did you drown? I sent you a log. I didn't want that. I sent you a raft. I didn't want that. I wanted the Queen Mary to save me. I wanted the luxury cruise liner to pick me up and save me. That's the way people think. They want the big luxury thing at the end. They think they can go right from this to this without doing the steps in between. You know, climbing the ladder of life means stepping on the individual steps to get up the ladder. That's what you do. You can't just go from here to here. It doesn't work that way. So the little things that you are going, yeah, you're sticking your nose up at, those are the tools, those are the stepping stones. You might not see them as that, but they are. Some of the greatest inventions that made people super wealthy, problem that they had to solve other people's problems. One of the richest guys in the world, I don't know how many $1 billion he makes, is the guy that created 5-hour energy. Why? Because people had this problem of having low energy. That's a problem. He didn't see it as a problem. He saw it as a challenge. He says, well, I'm going to create something then that gives people energy for 5 hours. So your job is, if you can find something, if you can solve someone else's problem, they will pay you. And that is one of the big ways out. But in order to know what people's problems are, you have to experience them yourself. Almost everybody who ever created something that made billions or millions, or that everybody buys, it's something that solves a problem. It's something that helps a situation. And those people that created that because they had that problem themselves, and they were tired of waiting for someone else to come through with a way to solve that problem. So they created it themselves, and then they started sharing it with others, and they sold it, and they made millions. And because all the other people were having the same problem. That's what happened to me. I was getting sick. I almost died 3 times. I did everything they told me to do. I went to all the doctors. I did all the trends and the fads and the diets. I didn't get any better. I had $1,000 worth of supplements that I bought every day. I didn't get any better. I just got more broke. And I was still getting sicker. So at some point I said, none of this crap works. So I'm going to have to go make my own. And I spent years doing research as to what I needed to take and eat and consume and do to be better and healthier. So I created my own stuff. I harvested my own plants. I learned what their benefits were, why the body needed them, how to prepare them, how to consume them, when and how and all that. I did it on my own. And I created my own line of products for myself. It wasn't for others. It wasn't to make money. I did it because I wanted to heal myself. And it worked. And I've refined it over the years, and now I share it with people, and yeah, I make money on it. That's not my only way I make money. I make money a lot of other ways too. But the point is, I created a line of products based on something I needed myself. It solved a problem. It solved lots of problems. It solved a lot of health problems. And that's why I created it for myself. So people that are able to solve problems that they have, that a lot of other people have too, those are the ones that will become successful. No matter what the problem is, people will pay you to solve their problem if you have something that helps them. That is one of the keys to success in life. Create something, do something, be something that helps solve your problem as well as others. You know, somebody who, there's debate whether Thomas Edison or somebody else created the first light bulb. It doesn't matter. The point is, at some point, somebody said, it's dark. I want some light at night, and candles suck. I need something that's more dependable. So they worked years creating something called a light bulb, and it changed history. But somebody at some point at the beginning had to say, it's too dark in here. I need to create something to change that. Okay, so whatever it is that you're experiencing as a problem, don't look at it as a problem. Look at it as a creative challenge. If you're having the problem, a lot of other people are having the problem too. So if you can figure something out. Look at Shark Tank. It's been on for years. And all it is people having something that they created, usually a simple little device that solves people's problems, that helps them in some way. If you can do that, that's a first step. And I'm not saying you need to create a physical gadget. It could be something like a service that you offer. It could be an idea. It could be a book. It could be just a way of thinking. You know, write a book that helps people think a little different. I did that too. It does great things. It helps change people's lives. Everybody's different. There's so many ways you can help the world and help yourself. Whatever your challenges are, they're there for a reason. Those challenges are something that you need to solve that helps you. And if it helps you, I guarantee you it's going to help lots of other people too, and they will pay you for the same thing. So see things as a creative challenge. That's why we are able to, as a species, send a man to the moon. That's why we're able to create whatever it is, that these great things that we do, computers and cell phones and airplanes and cars. No other living species on Earth can do that. So if we're able to do that, you're no different. If you're eating crap and junk food, your mind probably can't work as clearly. Clear that up. Get your machine, the human body, working right. Get your mind clear and working right. Get all the negative people and thoughts that are distracting you. Eat right. Clear your body, clear your mind so you can become what you are designed to be. And that is a species, a human being that can send a man to the moon, that can solve problems, that can create electricity, that can create, biofuel, whatever it is, solar panels, wind power, great things, ecos, whatever it is you want to do, you have the ability to do it. You are designed for that. So stop sitting there and whining, complaining, and thinking you're this victim, that you can't do anything, and that you should win the lottery, that you should give me a handout, help me. The only one who's going to pull you out of this is yourself. And that's where it starts. And once you get the strength to do that, you are on your way. So that's what I'm here to do, is to kick you in the butt and make you realize what you are, what your potential is. And don't ever think you're too small or insignificant. Look at an atom. An atom is so small, it's so insignificant, you can't even see it. Yet if you split an atom, it could wipe out a city, or it could power that city for years. An atom that's so small you can't even see it. Okay, so stop feeling sorry for yourself, because you're a hell of a lot bigger than an atom. And you have the energy of 60 trillion billion atoms put together. So start doing something with that potential and that power and that energy that you have, because you have it. You just need to do something with it. All right, so I'm going to do some more things on success in life, because you deserve this as much as I do, and I'm going to show you how to get it. It's not really anything else other than changing this right here. This is what changes everything. I don't have a rich family. I didn't get a handout. As a matter of fact, when I waited for handouts or I got somebody to help me, it didn't really help anything. It made it worse. It made you dependent on handouts. You need to learn how to live on your own, help others. Helping others is the first way to get you out of that. You need something that can help others. You know, that's not being selfish anymore. Stop being selfish. The minute you can start helping others, that's when the things start coming back to you. So it's getting out of the space of being, it's all about you, and it's into the space of, what can I offer the world? Well, what does the world need? Well, let's see. Most of the people have the same problems I do, so what problems do I have? And how can I fix that? It's changing the way you think, and that's the first step. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you a lot more on the road to success. If you want to read The Prosperity Secret or Instructions for a New Life, go to the website and get it. It's a great pocketbook to have with you when you travel. It is the framework for getting you out of the rut, because I was there. I had that rut. I was broke so many times over. I lived in someone's closet. I had nothing so many times over. I almost died. It was ridiculous how bad I was, but I got out of it, and I did it on my own, and I want you to do it too. Because the world's a lot better with people that are happier and better off and not draining other people's energies. Hope this helped. I want to see you in paradise also. See you in the next video.